When you think of wealth in Asia, your mind might go straight to China or Japan. But hold on, because the Philippines is home to some jaw-dropping dynasties that have shaped not just the economy, but the everyday lives of millions. These aren't your typical rich families. These are the behind-the-scenes powerhouses, quietly pulling the strings of an entire nation. And today, we're peeling back the curtain. From billion-dollar malls to global ports and luxury resorts, we're diving into the stories of families who aren't just rich. They're rewriting the rules of wealth and influence. Stick around, because you're about to meet the real titans of the Philippines. The Sai family. Let's kick things off with the legendary Sai siblings, together worth a mind-blowing $13 billion. But here's the thing, their story goes way beyond just dollar signs. It all started with their father, Henry Sai Sr., who launched a tiny shoe store in the heart of Manila. Sounds modest, right? But that little shop grew into SM Investments Corporation, a massive empire that's now a cornerstone of Filipino life. When Henry passed away in 2019, his 6 children, just holding the line, they scaled it to new heights. Today, the Sais are the driving force behind SM Prime Holdings, the largest mall operator in the Philippines. And yes, they've even got a footprint in China. And if you've ever banked with BDO, you've touched another corner of their empire. It's the biggest bank in the country. They rank at the top of Forbes' richest families in the Philippines year after year. Yet you'd barely catch them flaunting it. Instead, they stay low-key, laser-focused on expanding their dad's vision. But here's what really makes them stand out: how they use their fortune. Through the SM Foundation, the Sai family is investing heavily in education and healthcare, making sure their wealth creates long-term change. Their story isn't just about getting rich. It's about building a legacy that touches lives and shapes the nation.
SM Investments, we are really focused on our core businesses and some of our portfolio. The core business being retail, banking, property, and we do have some portfolio investments in very high potential growth industries like logistics and also geothermal power.
The Razan family. Now let's talk about another Filipino powerhouse. The Razan family, with a jaw-dropping fortune of 11.1 billion. And a story that's pure ambition. This dynasty traces back to the 1930s when Enrique Razan Jr.'s grandfather started a small port business. Fast forward to today, and that humble start has grown into International Container Terminal Services, Inc., ICTSI, one of the largest port operators in the world. Under Enrique's leadership, ICTSI didn't just stay local, they went global, expanding across Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Americas. But Enrique wasn't done. He took their influence beyond shipping and into the world of high-end leisure. Enter Bloomberry Resorts and the iconic Solaire Resort and Casino in Manila, a luxury destination, pulling in crowds from across the globe. Still not done. Enrique dove into the renewable energy space with prime infrastructure, showing he's not just about today's wealth, but tomorrow's sustainability. Despite his massive success, Enrique stays out of the limelight. But the impact? You can't miss it. Through the Enrique K. Razan Foundation, the family is changing lives with major contributions to education, health, and disaster relief. Their journey is a masterclass in bold moves, smart investments, and a vision for lasting impact that spans generations.
My name is Enrique Razan Jr., and I'm the CEO of International Container Terminal Services, Inc., and of Bloomberry Resorts.
Next up, we've got a story that's as inspiring as it gets. The rise of the Villar family, with a jaw-dropping fortune of $10.9 billion. Now, imagine starting life in one of the toughest neighborhoods in Manila, Tondo, where opportunity is scarce and every day is a hustle. That's where Manny Villar's journey begins. He didn't grow up with wealth. He started out selling seafood in a local wet market, but even back then, his drive to succeed was crystal clear. Spotting a huge gap in the housing market, Manny set out to make a difference. He launched Camella Homes with a vision to provide affordable housing for the middle class. And from there, things took off. What started small grew into Vistaland and Lifescapes, one of the biggest real estate giants in the Philippines today. We're talking massive developments, homes, malls, even entire communities that millions now live in. But Manny didn't stop at real estate. He ventured into retail, creating all-home and all-day supermarkets, building a full-blown business empire that spans multiple industries. The Villa name quickly became a symbol of success.
And former Senate President and real estate mogul Manny Villar is still the richest man in the Philippines.
Forbes consistently ranks the Villa family among the top richest in the Philippines. But here's the twist. Despite the billions, they've never lost sight of their roots. Manny's story remains woven into everything they do. Through the Villa Sipag Foundation, the family is giving back in powerful ways, especially in education and poverty reduction. For them, wealth isn't just about living large. It's about creating long-term impact that lifts others up too. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about a family whose influence stretches across major industries. The Ang family, with a massive $3.8 billion fortune. At the heart of it all is Ramon Ang, a name that commands serious respect in the business world. His story starts with selling luxury cars, but he had his eye on something much bigger. Everything changed when he built a strong partnership with Eduardo Danding Cojuangco, the big boss behind San Miguel Corporation. That connection would open the doors to an empire. When Ramon took the lead at SMC, he didn't just maintain the legacy, he supercharged it. San Miguel was already known for its beer and food products, but under Ramon's leadership, it transformed into a powerhouse. Think toll roads, power plants, oil refining, airports, infrastructure, the kind of industries that shape a country's future. And that's not all. Ramon also launched Eagle Cement, making a huge impact on the construction industry and cementing, literally and figuratively, the Ang family's place at the top. With billions in the bank, the Ang family could easily live out loud, but instead, they've chosen to stay grounded. They pour their efforts into charity, especially in education and healthcare, quietly making moves that improve lives. To the Angs, wealth isn't just about power, it's about building something meaningful that will last for generations. Now let's dive into the incredible story of the Consungji family, with a staggering fortune of $3.4 billion. It all started back in 1954 with one man, David M. Consungji. At the time, he was running a modest little contracting firm. But David had something special: vision, grit, and a relentless work ethic. That small company eventually evolved into DMCI Holdings, one of the most powerful forces in Philippine construction. From roads and affordable homes to iconic bridges, power plants, and luxury high-rises, David built more than structures. He helped build the nation. That's why he earned the nickname, the Father of Philippine Construction. And when he passed away in 2017, the torch was passed to his son, Isidro Sid Consungji, and the next generation. Under Sid's leadership as chairman and CEO, the company didn't just stay strong, it got even bigger. DMCI expanded its reach into power generation and mining. One of their crown jewels, Semirara Mining and Power Corporation, the Philippines' largest coal producer. Add in their stake in water distribution through Manila Water Services, and the Consungji family solidified their spot among the country's wealthiest. But here's the thing, you won't see them flaunting their billions. The Consunjis prefer to keep things quiet, channeling their resources into education and healthcare efforts across the nation. Their story proves that you don't need to be loud to make a massive impact. And now, we turn to a name that's practically sacred in Filipino households, the Tan Cactiong family, led by the one and only Tony Tan Cactiong. With a $2.9 billion fortune that started from a single scoop of ice cream. Back in 1975, Tony opened a tiny ice cream parlor in Quezon City. Business was steady, but customers kept asking, "Hey, Got anything warm to eat? That small request flipped the script. Tony started serving burgers, spaghetti, and fried chicken. And just like that, Jollibee was born. With its fun bee mascot, Filipino-style flavors, and feel-good vibes, Jollibee quickly stole hearts and bellies nationwide, beating even McDonald's in the local game. But Tony wasn't done. He took the brand global. Today, Jollibee isn't just a fast food chain. It's a global phenomenon, with thousands of stores across the US, Middle East, and Asia. The Jollibee Group now owns a massive portfolio, including Chowking, Mang Inasal, and Burger King Philippines. Through it all, the Tan Caktiong family has stayed grounded. Their Jollibee Group Foundation supports feeding programs, disaster relief, and other social initiatives. Their story is the ultimate proof that with hustle, heart, and a little courage, a small dream can grow into a billion-dollar legacy. Now let's zoom in on the Tan family, with a jaw-dropping fortune of $2.7 billion. The journey begins with one man, Lucio Tan, a name that echoes power and perseverance. Born into humble beginnings, he climbed the ladder of success with sheer determination and sharp business instincts. In the 1960s, he launched Fortune Tobacco, a move that would ignite the spark of an empire. But Tan wasn't just about cigarettes. He was about domination. From there, he spread his wings. He founded Asia Brewery and took on giants in the beverage world. Then came the skies, buying a controlling stake in Philippine Airlines and becoming a key player in aviation. Banking? Check. With Philippine National Bank under his belt. Real estate? Absolutely. His LT Group commands some of the most valuable property assets in the country. And though their wealth reaches stratospheric levels, the Tan family keeps things low-key. You won't catch them flaunting every luxury, though trust us, they've got it all. Instead, they're laser-focused on building, acquiring, and expanding, one strategic move at a time. For Lucio Tan and his heirs, wealth isn't just about riches. It's about power, legacy, and shaping the very core of the Philippine economy. Next up, meet the Zobel de Ayala family, sitting on an impressive $2.6 billion. This isn't just a family. This is a dynasty. With a legacy stretching back more than 180 years, the Zobel de Ayalas are synonymous with elegance, vision, and influence. At the center of it all stands Jaime Zobel de Ayala, the family patriarch who took Ayala Corporation to unprecedented heights. Ever walked through Makati's glittering skyscrapers? That's them. Driven through the master-planned streets of Bonifacio Global City? Yep, also them. They've redefined urban living in the Philippines. But real estate was just the beginning. Under Jaime's watch, Ayala Corp expanded its grip into banking with BPI, changed the game in telecom through Globe, and moved boldly into healthcare and renewable energy. Today, his sons, Jaime Augusto and Fernando Zobel de Ayala, continue the legacy with grace and precision, turning vision into action. And even with all that wealth and power, the family remains deeply rooted in philanthropy. Through the Ayala Foundation, they invest in education, culture, and sustainability, quietly shaping a better Philippines from behind the scenes. Now let's talk about legacy built from the ground up, the Aboitiz family, with a powerful $2.2 billion fortune. Their story starts with Paulino Aboitiz, a Spanish immigrant who arrived in the Philippines more than a century ago with nothing but a dream. What began as a modest abaca trading and shipping venture in Cebu eventually evolved into one of the most influential conglomerates in the country, Aboitiz Equity Ventures. Their crown jewel? Aboitiz Power, a major player lighting up cities, industries, and homes across the Philippines. In banking, Union Bank isn't just another name. It's a pioneer, leading the digital revolution in finance. In agribusiness, Pilmico Foods ensures that millions of Filipinos are fed every single day. And with Aboitiz Land, they're reshaping towns, building new communities and fueling progress. But perhaps what sets the Aboitiz family apart is their deep-rooted belief in giving back. Through the Aboitiz Foundation, they champion education, environment, and social progress, proving that wealth can also build a better tomorrow. Now, let's talk about the Gokongwei family, worth a remarkable $1.9 billion. But this isn't your typical riches to more riches story. This one starts with heartbreak and hustle. John Gokongwei Jr. wasn't born into wealth. In fact, he lost everything at a young age. After his father passed away, the family fortune vanished, and John, just a boy, found himself selling goods on the streets of Cebu to keep his family afloat. But from that struggle, he built an empire, JG Summit Holdings, now one of the most powerful conglomerates in the Philippines. Today, that empire lives on through his children. At the helm is Lance Gokongwei, leading the charge with his siblings, each playing a part in pushing the legacy forward. Their reach? Massive. From snacks and drinks with Universal Robina Corporation, to budget-friendly travel through Cebu Pacific, to retail giants like Robinsons, and even the country's growing telecommunications and petrochemical sectors. If you live in the Philippines, chances are the Gokongweis are part of your everyday life. And while their empire spans industries and shapes the economy, you won't see them flaunting their wealth. The Gokongweis are all about business and impact. Through the Gokongwei Brothers Foundation, they're opening doors for young Filipinos, especially in education. It's their way of paying it forward, because John Gokongwei Jr. knew what it meant to have nothing and chose to build everything. Their story isn't just about fortune. It's about resilience, legacy, and lifting others up along the way. If you found this story inspiring and want more deep dives into the lives of the Philippines' most powerful families, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.